Hello YouTube, it's Vshojo the Destroyer. We're gonna watch the Ironmouse, Why She Left Vshojo. Am I late to this? Yes, I am. I was busy running my actual career. Um, but y'all know I like tea, so we're gonna watch it anyway. Grab your snackies, grab your bevies. Let me know what you eat and drink down below. Let's get to watching.
I am leaving Vshojo. Unfortunately, I recently found out that for the past couple of months, I have been misled by Vshojo. With the information that I currently have, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the thing that hurts me the most is that the Immune Deficiency Foundation, which is the most important charity to me, and also the reason why I'm here today, is owed over $500,000 from Vshojo. I know.
Let me tell you something. Because I feel like this specifically is what kind of the dog whistle was. Not Mousy. Mousy was, yes. But the charity is probably what got them really screwed over. And I say this because a lot of times if you promise a charity something and they don't get it, they will follow up on it. All right. And so, like, which I'm not even faulting them for that. Like, 100%, that's legitimate. Like, a lot of people do this, but, like, very specifically charities will. So it's like, hey, you, like, did, like, charity work and donation drives and stuff. We never saw a cent of that money. So, like, just what's going on there? And I bet that's what got her like looking around because I'm a little confused because she's talking about money, but like following this again, I haven't watched this video. Following this, I did see that a lot of other people left because they hadn't been paid in a significant amount of time. And I'm just like, I'm a little confused about it because I'm like, were you guys not talking like, hey, I haven't gotten paid. Have you gotten paid? Were you guys not noticing that you weren't getting paid? Like, what's going on? You know? Like legitimately, I'm a little confused.
I know that this is a lot, and it's very important for me to be honest with all of you. I really want to tell you everything, but unfortunately, right now, I have been instructed by my attorney to wait for more of the legal procedure to unfold. So one day, I will be able to tell you the full story. But for now, I just need to let you know that I will no longer be a part of Vshojo. If you give me a moment of your time.
They weren't allowed to talk to each other. You can't stop that, really. Like, you can do NDAs, but you can't stop people from talking to one another. Like, it's technically illegal, at least in the United States, to keep you from being able to talk about your salary to your coworkers. So, you're legally allowed to do that. So, like, what? Like, that is how you get real sued. You can convince people, yeah, but legally they can't stop you. So I'm just like, there were grumblings about it and they thought NDA wise they couldn't say anything. Again, I would be talking to a lawyer. I would straight up be like, hey, I'm not getting paid. First of all, you're breaking contract by not paying me. Like, what the fuck? I would be talking to a lawyer. You can't, like, I'm pretty sure you could be like, here's this NDA. Am I allowed to? I don't think you can keep. I'll have to look it up. Or YouTube, you can let me know. Or Twitch, if you guys know. Even with an NDA, you can still talk to a lawyer, right? Like, surely. But also, they're breaking contract by not paying them. So, like, they're not getting paid. Vshojo is breaking contract by not giving them their money. I don't know.
I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I know for a lot of people right now that this might be the first time you were ever watching me. I became a VTuber because I really wanted to make friends. I was very lonely due to the fact that I have a primary immune deficiency disease called CVID. I basically have a low to near non functioning immune system.
Okay, we're gonna read this. Is that we know me? Okay, is a relatively frequent form of primary immune deficiency found in about 1 in 25,000 persons. This is the reason it is called common. The degree and type of deficiency of serum immunoglobulins. Yeah, sure. And the clinical course varies from person to person, hence the word variable. An additional characteristic is a decreased IgA and or IgM levels. I don't know. Or low level of all three major types of immunoglobulins. I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm so sorry. In some individuals, there are defects of the T cells, and this may also contribute to increased susceptibility to infections as well as autoimmunity granulomatous disease. Okay, I just can't read that one. Disease and cancer. Within DAs, I think you were allowed to have a lawyer, but I'm no means. Okay. I was just like, I'm going to be honest. This is not about CVID or whatever. Everyone was talking about, like, oh, I thought, Vshojo was so good. I thought they were a great company because you're allowed to keep your stuff. You're allowed to leave whenever, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, Uh, you know what? I'm gonna be honest, the second Silverveil was like gone, and then she was being really vague about why. I was like, something's going on here. And then there was that whole Nux Taku thing with the like them getting doxxed and shit like that, and how that was handled. I was like, oh, here we go. There's some scummy shit happening in the background. And like there was a lot of stuff where I was like, I'm gonna be honest. And then every single time, right? That like, I feel like I've said this before, but I might not have said it where YouTube could see it. So every time they did auditions, right? It was very obvious, and this was the big complaint, right? That you weren't gonna get into Vshojo unless you were already bringing in your own dedicated fan base. Like, if you didn't have big numbers already, you weren't really making it in unless you knew somebody. Like, that was the whole thing, was like, if you weren't already friends with some of them or didn't already have high numbers or both, you weren't making it in. It wasn't like, hey, anyone has a chance. It was very specific people had a chance. And like, I was like, yeah, I mean, we've seen this over and over and over again. I don't know why you guys are so upset when you don't make it in. Like, it's really just in your face, I feel, based on their history. And then when a lot of their, like, starting girly pops are dropping out, and even before Mousy, like, a bunch of them dropped out right before Mousy said anything, and it was like, that's suspicious. Like, listen, every company is going to have some issues. I'm not going to lie to you. It's just kind of the fact. But like, just because they let you keep your IP doesn't mean they're a great company. I'm just saying. Apparently, you're not going to get paid if you're working with them. I don't know. It's just crazy to me. Jesus.
Which means I get sick a lot, and it caused me to remain isolated for long periods of my life. So then I found streaming, and I thought about giving it a try because I wanted to see if I could make some friends online.
Hell yeah, Mousy.
Because I honestly couldn't ever leave my room. I never really expected to grow an audience or anything. It was one of the last things on my mind. I just thought that I would stream to, 5 to 10 people and just hang out from time to time, make some friends, play games, and just continue on with my life. But unfortunately, I was too scared to stream with my face. So a friend of mine recommended that I try an app called FaceRig that would allow me to use an anime avatar to stream. And that's how I started VTubing. It took me a while to take it seriously and even begin to think about maybe being able to grow a community and even make this a career. I think I really started to take it seriously around the time when I was approached to join Vshojo, and it was through Vshojo that I was able to grow into the Ironmouse that I am today. When I was approached in 2020 and asked to join Vshojo, it seemed like a good idea, but I honestly did not know if I could ever be a corporal VTuber because I felt like I just couldn't. In my mind, I saw myself as unhireable,
Aw.
which is why streaming worked for me. I had no boss, no strict rules, I had no hours, no expectations. It was all up to me, and due to the fact that I have lived my life chronically ill and being unable to do much of anything, I just felt like there was no way that anyone would ever take me or want me for a while.
Oh, God. No wonder. This isn't funny. No wonder Vshojo got the, amount of just vitriol. I don't know. If vitriol is the word, but, pounding? 'Cause, damn. Damn, Mousy. Take him out, babe. That is sad. It's not funny. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at her sad story and her situation. I'm just like, oh my god, yeah, if she's got a large number of fans and she's being very open and about her feelings that are I get it. I get where she's coming from. And so yeah, I'm sure her fans were like, we have to burn this building down. Where's the building? Bruh. Damn. Yeah, the mob is coming. Jesus Christ. Um I feel this though. This is an issue. There's this ongoing commentary maybe about oh, why is every VTuber sick or something? And it's well, I don't know if it's every VTuber. It's probably a decent amount of streamers though, because streaming is something that is easily accessible, I guess. I guess that's kind of it is. I mean, it's expensive because you have to have the stuff to do it, but it's flexible, right? I was just gone for a week and a half because I had a different job thing going on. But it's accessible for people. It's flexible. It's you aren't complete it doesn't you don't feel completely alone. So I get it. I started streaming again during the pandemic after stopping for years because I was well, I want to play games with my friends and I might as well do this. Why not? And now I have a community of a very nice community that I get to hang out with. So I get it. That was kind of her goal, was to make friends or make some sort of community, even if it isn't what it was today. Or God, even if it wasn't what it is today. I swear I'm here. Okay, I'm a little tired. But she really just wanted online friends, play games, meet people, not feel so isolated in life. And for them to do this to her and betray her, that's what is happening. Vshojo basically betrayed their workers, I guess, their talent, I should say. And considering the fact that she was the poster child for Vshojo, that is, y'all fucked up. Y'all fucked up. Y'all did no. If there was anyone you should not have fucked over, it was Mousy. First of all, y'all shouldn't have been fucking over everybody, but like, cause y'all did fuck over everybody, but you definitely should not have been fucking over Mousy.
I was struggling to make a decision because I was afraid about my anonymity and afraid about trusting people because I felt like every time I put my trust in people, it always ends in grief for me. So I was worried about expectations and a million and one other things. But I ultimately decided to join Vshojo. It really pains me that I am unable to fully explain why I am leaving. But for right now, here's what I am allowed to share with you. I would always be told how important I was for the company, and I was always told that I was needed in order for the company to succeed. Although that was very positive to hear, it put a lot of pressure and a lot of stress on me to the point where I felt guilt tripped into signing. I felt responsible for everybody.
Also, just that like feeling of like you have to be here. Like I'm sure she had a lot of pressure to continue streaming on days like she probably wasn't doing great. Like I remember some clips with like her and like Sea Dog, and Sea Dog was like, "What is that noise in that background? Like what is that?" And she's like, "Oh, that's like my oxygen machine." And he was like, "Oh shit." Like there were probably days where she did not feel up to doing something that she felt like she just had to do. You know? Like that sucks. Because like you start streaming, right? Because you're isolated and you want to like hang out with people and you want to do something that is like kind of meets your needs in such a way that like hey, it's flexible. And then you just get like pressured to continue, right? Oh my god, that sucks.
I felt responsible for staff and talent alike, and I felt like if I didn't do this and if I didn't stay, I was hurting everybody and I was destroying everybody's life. But this didn't feel right with me, and I began to feel extremely uncomfortable. As my viewers know, privacy has always been one of my biggest concerns. I've had a lot of scary experiences in my life, so one amazing thing for me was the fact that Vshojo handled all my payments, and it meant that I never had to give out any of my personal information, so that was always a blessing to me. As time went on, I decided that I wanted to try to start pulling out my remaining funds because I wanted to start taking over my own finances. This is what led me to this point. Throughout the years, Connor and I have raised.
So it was just they were giving you payouts and you weren't aware that all your money didn't exist. Okay. Okay, I see it. I see why. At the same time, were they just keeping some okay. Hey Kiraku. Were they just like keeping some of her money and they would be like, we'll give you a fixed amount every month or something? Or like every 2 weeks or some shit? I'm so confused. Whatever, it's fine.
Around $4 million for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. The majority of the money raised is through Tiltify at events like the Cyclothon, the charity auction, and other miscellaneous events that we've had. However, because of the success of my first subathon, I decided to donate half the earnings of my following two subathons to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. The first time I tried this, it worked great. Over 200,000 people supported me, and because of that, we raised over $329,350 to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Because the money came from my Twitch revenue instead of a Tiltify link, it required Vshojo to make the donation on my behalf. They promptly sent the payment, and the subathon was a huge success. So I decided to do it again the next year. My last subathon was one of the biggest events I've ever done. The support was overwhelming, and I ended up getting over 300,000 subscribers and breaking the all time sub record. But this also meant that we had raised $515,000 for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I once again asked Vshojo to make the donation on my behalf, but unfortunately, still a year later, Vshojo has not paid the charity. The Immune Deficiency Foundation means the world to me. Connor and I have both spent a ton of energy, time, and resources raising money for charity.
Twitch and YouTube pay out like monthly. Well, they pay out like every 21 days. At least YouTube pays out 21 days. Here's my thing. Vshojo, you're not a bank. Okay? And I say this because this is what, if you don't know about how banks work, they take your money and then they use your money to do like stocks and shit to make more money. But they don't physically have everyone's money available to them because most people aren't going to get together and be like, give us all our money right now, right? So they play with your money. That's how banks work. Is it ethical? That's a whole thing. At least that's how banks in America work. So it's just, it was like they were doing that shit. And it was like Vshojo was doing that. Like, instead of being like, hey, here's your money, here's the money you made this month, or whatever. Someone said something about, like, itemized payouts for set periods or contracts, or something like that. I don't know how true that is, but, like, she's not banking her money with you, man. Like, and that shouldn't be something that you set up. Like, yeah, sure, if you're in a company, maybe, like, you take some money off because you're supposed to be working for them. Like, you're supposed to be like, hey, we have a lawyer on contract with the company that you have access to. We have people to help you with, like, money management or whatever. We have managers available, or, like, you have a manager or a helper or moderator or whatever. We're going to go out and get you, like, job opportunities. And by job opportunities, I mean, like, I don't know, convention appearances or, like, sponsors and, like, all this other shit. Like, show up at the fucking Braves Stadium or whatever the fuck, right? Like, that is what the company is supposed to be doing. It's supposed to be a two-way street where you're working for the company, but the company's also kind of working for you, and y'all both making money because of it. That's how this is supposed to be, right? Like, they're supposed to be out there getting you more opportunities to make more money so that they make more money. And that does not seem to be the case here. I'm always wondering, like, how exactly, like, because I've worked with Vshojo, not me personally, on a convention scene. Like, how exactly, what exactly was Vshojo doing for them? Because, like, I was just kind of wondered, because I was like, I don't feel like they're doing, I don't know. Why are you talking to me, computer? What is it? What do you want? What is this? OBS Studio is, oh, god damn it. I disconnected, I think. Why is OBS Studio disconnecting? Technical difficulty should be my middle name.
And we're both so proud to be able to say that we've raised nearly $4 million for charity. We almost always raise money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. They help people with primary immune deficiency diseases, or PI, which are inherited disorders where a part of the body's immune system is missing or doesn't function properly, which
Okay, wait. Okay, the Immune Deficiency Foundation improves the diagnosis, treatment, and quality of life for every person affected by primary immunodeficiency. We foster a community that is connected, engaged, and empowered through advocacy, education, and research. IDF transforms the lives of tens of thousands each year. Website sessions, individuals. Okay.
a part of the body's immune system is missing or doesn't function properly, which makes people like me more prone to infection. And this includes over 450 different conditions. The Immune Deficiency Foundation is a charity that is near and dear to my heart and has a particular significance in my life. When my health first started getting really bad, the Immune Deficiency Foundation helped me immensely when I really had nowhere else to turn. I was terrified, I was lonely, and I was confused. I honestly didn't really know what was going on, and I never ever want anyone else to go through that. This entire situation has broken me. I just wanted to do something good and to give back to a community that helped me. But unfortunately, that's not the case. As much as I would like to continue to talk about this, unfortunately, I can't. So, to recap, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the Immune Deficiency Foundation is owed over $500,000 from Vshojo. I really wish that I could tell you more, but right now, I have been advised to wait for legal proceedings. As of right now, I am an independent VTuber. I am at a loss of what to do right now. I'm kind of processing everything. I'm very sad and very confused. Once again, I want to apologize to the Immune Deficiency Foundation and to my community who has shown so much support to me. I also wanted to say that all the ad money made from this video will go towards the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. Like I said, I really haven't had much time to process this. But below the video in the description box is a link to a donation fund for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Thankfully, any donations made through Tiltify go directly to the charity. That link is also there if you've heard about this and would like to support the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Sometime this month, I plan on doing a special live stream in order to raise money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I hope to have a ton of friends joining me, and hopefully there'll be a lot of singing and a lot of fun and just a day full of happiness. I just honestly really want to show that after all of this, that VTubing is a force for good. So thank you guys so much for all the support, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. And once again, I want to say that I am truly sorry. Okay. Bye bye.
Yo. Okay. So, like,
Force for good.
after this, I know basically everybody left Vshojo, like, immediately after this. Like, the people, like, first of all, there were some people that announced that they were leaving Vshojo before this happened, and then basically everyone afterward, one at a time, were like, nope. I know that Kason was in, like, was talking specifically. Kumo, thank you for the resubscription. Thank you. Like, Kason was talking to, like, the head of, like, the Japanese branch or whatever, and specifically asked him, like, where's my money? You haven't paid me since September. And when he didn't respond, was like, I quit. I'm out. Like, live. This is so bad. And the fact that, like, your poster child face of your company was like, absolutely not. Where's my money? You're stealing from me. I know the was it gun run like came out and was basically like, oh, I didn't know the money that was used was supposed to be donated and like a bunch of it. This is a mess. There's a lot of stuff that's coming out now that people are like, "Oh, the company's gone." First of all, some people were like, "Oh, the company's said that they're canceling it." NDA doesn't work anymore. Not entirely true. You got to wait for the company to actually stop functioning as a company. Maybe it was a little too early for some people that were breaking their NDAs, but hopefully nothing comes out badly for them. But this is a mess. This does not look good. Like, this is, oh my God. Like, Vshojo just cooked. Like, it's done. Like, the gun run already basically was like, oh, it's over. But, like, I feel so bad for her. This sucks so bad for her. Like, and people bringing receipts through with tweets of him admitting he knew. Well, of course he fucking knew. All of a sudden, you have over $500,000 for some reason or another, and you're just going to use it however you want. Like, NDAs can't apply to reporting crimes, but their NDAs weren't necessarily that or something. I don't fucking know. Like, if they just kind of left because it was like some shit scummy and I don't like it, like, it might be okay. I don't know. I'm hoping everything's okay, and they're just like, well, I mean, we're done, so they have to file for like, he's gonna have to file for bankruptcy, right? Like, very specifically something. The Japanese CEO said it was supposed to go aid the US branch. Bruh. Bruh, it's so messy. I hope all those girls just shine as independents, I'm gonna be honest. Like, spread your wings, baby. Babies.